Well, welcome back again, good learners. This is still a silent song and other stories. Sample answered essay questions. This is supposed to be question number 3 in our order of procession. And according to our previous upload, this is supposed to be the third one. So this is from Naguib Mahfouz, a man of awesome power. This is the rebranded Liberty Media. And buckle up. Let's get this done. Now, again, in case you're coming across this doc, is your first time, you're a first timer, a good friend of yours did refer to this particular channel, or you're this particular person that's you're passionate about literature, then this is one channel that you would want to hook yourself up with. You only do that one by giving it a thumbs up, a subscription, and of course a nice sharing, especially to those ones that this content would be of value. Welcome. When one is given power, he or she should use it only for good, but more often than not, people use it for wrong purposes. Support this statement basing your argument from Naguib Mahfouz, a man of awesome power. When one is given power, he or she should use it only for good, but more often than not, people use it for wrong purposes. Support this statement basing your argument from Naguib Mahfouz, a man of awesome power. There we go. Many people who are in powerful positions or who have been gifted with some sort of power tend to abuse it. Instead of utilizing it for improvement of the society at large, they use it for their own selfish interests or to punish those that have wronged them. Same scenario is seen in a man of awesome power through a number of illustrations. We see Tayyib al Mahdi, the main character there, utilizing the power given to him for revenge. This is not a good way of power utilization, as it causes harm to others. Tayyib realizes that he has power to order things to be, and he sets out to utilize the power to change his country. However, the first episode where he utilizes this power shows that he is utilizing it to hit back at a person who offends him. The driver of the taxi that he hails suffers his wrath for refusing to stop. When Tayyib is on his way to the heart of the town, he hails a taxi, but the driver simply waves a hand at him in a haughty refuses. Tayyib's irritation makes him stare at the rear wheels of the taxi, and the two explode suddenly. Good. And to our next slide. That is Tayyib al Mahdi. He ignores the voice that reminds him that he should only use his power for good and lets his anger control him. This act of revenge was deliberate, since Tayyib bypasses the driver that he feels that he has taught the man a lesson. By utilizing his power to hit back at the taxi driver, Tayyib shows that people with power use it for wrong purposes. We further see wrong utilization of power where Tayyib causes the man in the bus to suffer stomach pains. Although the man had physically attacked a woman, causing him to suffer stomach cramps, not justified, Tayyib encounters a confrontation between the man and a woman in a public bus, and the man ends up slapping the woman. Just like the incident with the taxi driver, Tayyib lets his anger control him, where he focused it on the man's stomach, and immediately the man suffers severe cramps that cause him to moan and scream in pain. The pain is so intense that an ambulance had to be called to fetch him. Allowing his anger to control him and causing pain to the man who had slapped a woman is a vengeful act, which is wrong, therefore showing how people with the power use it for wrong purposes. Besides, Tayyib uses the power bestowed on him to interfere with the radio presentation by causing the presenter to start sneezing. While seated in the cave, he hears a radio announcer expounding on the developments that were to be expected in the future. Tayyib feels that the announcer should report on what has been achieved, yet instead of giving false hopes to the people, Tayyib therefore decides to cause some sneezing to attack the announcer, since it was the only way to stop him. Soon after, the announcer develops massive sneezes that prevent him from carrying on with the presentation. Tayyib feels happy and victorious after the unexpected conclusion of the announcement. Although his desire is to purify the broadcasting sector, the approach of causing massive sneezing to the presenter is harmful and therefore wrong. Lastly, Tayyib is seen to use the power given to him to satisfy his sexual passion and desires. Tayyib utilizes the power to make a woman that he is attracted to notice him. While he is seated at the tea garden planning how to effectively use his power, Tayyib notices a beautiful woman approaching the entrance of the garden. The woman does not notice him at first, and Tayyib thinks of how, through his powers, he can cause her to be head over heels with him. He then sends her a hidden message and she responds to him. She sees nothing wrong with satisfying his desires as a way of repairing himself. He closes his notebook and they surrender to fate. This is an immoral act since Tayyib is married to Hania, whom he had remained faithful to throughout their marriage. People gifted with powers should strive rather to use it only for good purposes and not to cause pain and suffering to others, all for immoral deeds like Tayyib did. Thank you very much for staying put up to the end of this particular episode. I would want to say this was very important. In fact, without you, this channel would have grown up to this particular point, and it's only through you that we can get to the greater heights together. And if you found this work or this particular video useful, how about you recommend it to others, especially those ones that you know this work will be of value, will add value to their life. In case of some inquiries, some reaching that you want to do here and there, those tiny details there, they will do me good. Or you can reach me through those particular details there, sherlockjohn@gmail.com, and of course through my WhatsApp. I'm online throughout, get me through those particular digits, and I'll be very privileged to get back to you. And if literature is something that you're passionate about, then this is one channel that you definitely would want to hook up yourself for the future updates. Cheers.